how's it going, guys? I hope your day is going well, and today the video we're touching on are some of the biggest challenges that I've actually faced within the last 3 years of outsourcing to the Philippines to virtual assistants. The next big challenge that I ran into, and this was more with like my newer virtual assistants that were coming on, not so much with the people that I've been working with, because over time I get to know my virtual assistant skills, I get to know their personalities, I get to know what it is that they like, what they don't like, what they're comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with. But at the beginning, I noticed that a lot of virtual assistants, what they do is they overpromise, and you know, I have respect for that, and up to a certain extent, because as an entrepreneur, a lot of the things that I do now, at one point I promised that I could do them without really knowing how to do them, just to get the work, and I did, and you know, I put myself into very uncomfortable situations, but I learned faster that way. And it kind of, you know, and it's a little bit different when, you know, it's me versus somebody else, because I know I'm going to deliver no matter what. But when new virtual assistants come on who are not an entrepreneur and they don't have the stress of, you know, taking money from a client and that pressure on them, it's a little bit different. So I have had virtual assistants who promise me that they can do so much more than what they claim they can do, and usually it has to do with like web development or even graphic design. But I've noticed, especially for WordPress, you know, I'm starting to understand like the different levels of knowledge that every virtual assistant has, and really how to start kind of like pulling that information out of them very early. But this is something that I developed, and you know, so I've had issues with being overpromised on WordPress. I've had issues with being overpromised on work ethic, right? Because there's times where I don't pay people per hour, I'll pay them per task, and in hopes that it'll be better for them. And you know, sometimes sometimes virtual assistants can fall short from that as well.